things in here the other day.
Yes.
This is the latest overbed table.
Oh, isn't that
like
pretty?
beautiful.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah,
I'll be like Vanna White.
You're doing a great
You
job.
talk, and I'll...
So what we did is we looked at what we had, and if you remember what are in the other rooms for the furniture, we have a thin wardrobe or armoire with some had one, maybe two small drawers at the bottom.
Right.
And then we had a bureau, or what I refer to as a dresser, that had 4 drawers, and each resident got either the top 2 or the bottom 2.
I like this too.
Now that was the first one that we looked at, and we liked this because you can see that it's got
That is nice.
this on it, this side,
Oh,
for hanging.
yeah. I like that.
So we have that. And then it's got the 3 drawers.
And it's supposed to have shelves in it.
Oh,
Yes.
I see.
To put shelves in there.
Oh,
Or another hanger.
oh.
So it's between these two.
Yeah.
You either get 2 of these, well, yeah.
That one to me is too big for our rooms.
Right.
This one, if we could get it,
That
Yeah.
looks homier or something,
Yeah.
to me.
if we got it just a little bit taller,
Uh-huh.
so that would really accommodate men's shirts.
Yeah. Can you get that?
Yes, we can.
Oh,
That's what we've told them that we felt that this one, the staff's opinion, and we want everyone's opinion. So please be 100% honest. I can't guarantee. Well, we're not going to get what everybody likes, but we want to
Right.
get as close as we can.
Right.
It's better to accommodate the clothes because putting pictures up there, it's too hard.
What we thought is just maybe split the difference. That one people thought was too high.
Yeah.
It was overwhelming, and it was just kind of overpowered the room.
Yeah, bigger house.
This
Especially if you had 2 of them in here.
Yes.
You know, I mean, that would, you'd feel like you're...
too closed in. Yeah.
Exactly.
But we thought if we went up another 6 or 8 inches here to accommodate, because most of our residents are men.
Yeah.
The majority of the people who live here are men. And that way we could hang their shirts. So come on over and take a look at it. Check it out
I
and
saw it the other day.
pulling it and see what you think.
The drawers are quite roomy.
I offered to help, but they didn't.
They're good size. You offer to help.
The,
Well, they're
Oh, I like
the only
that.
thing
I don't
Yeah.
put that
No,
in.
go ahead.
The only thing that I've noticed on the
You noticed there were
other,
about 4 or 5 of them trying to do it. Yeah.
we had a lot of trouble with the
They're all
handles. At
laughing
first I
at me
could
out there.
fix it.
I said,
Yeah.
tip it down.
And then
Put it
I
on
guess
the
the
lid
bolt
and
or
bring it
the screws sort of disappeared. So, you know,
Oh,
that would be
important.
you
Oh, I
know,
love
because
those.
they get a lot of use.
Yeah, they do.
Yep.
To
They
make
do.
sure that-
And we
They-
went with
they
this
don't
type of
come
handle
across.
as opposed to the
I
knob.
like this.
So we
Right.
thought it would be
Right.
easier, our
Right.
occupational therapist
Still
thought
get
it'd
a
be
little
easier
light
for the
in, but have
residents to
privacy.
pull out.
Pull out.
So that's why we did that.
Right.
Nice.
I love it. I
Oh,
really think it's
isn't that nice?
terrific
Yeah.
choice.
Oh, I didn't know you were going to
It's
go
on the
such
other end, I
a
think.
fancy.
I'm just enchanted with the shades.
Whoops.
And I like that extra piece.
Yeah,
I
I
forget
do
what
too.
you call it. The
Valance.
board.
Valance.
The valance. All right. Okay.
Cornice.
Cornice.
Cornice,
That's
yeah.
it.
Because I picked
Well, they
the
are,
wrong
but
kind
they
for
don't
the
come
first one.
across.
But you know, again, that makes it look
They
more
don't come
homey.
across.
Yes.
You know, I mean,
That's
that's
the
you know, it's
We've
not.
got the
as-
shade.
Hospital.
And then,
I like that.
and then even the divider curtain. Look at that. That's really.
Oh, I
even
think I would
that
like
much
this a little
nicer.
bit shorter. And it would give us some height
Yeah,
in the
that more
room.
like
Yeah.
Yeah, that's strong.
We also would want those shades to go all the way up. Right now they're sticking a little bit, but we thought that if we had the curtains over to the side a little bit more, the rooms are so dark that the more light
Right.
we can
Yes.
get,
Right.
the better.
Yes. Yeah.
The other thing that we tried this time for this is, if you notice how much cloth there is, by regulation, there has to be a privacy curtain that circles the entire bed.
Oh.
So that's a lot of cloth. So what we did is we had them split it in two,
Oh, good idea.
so that there wasn't quite so much.
Right.
Nice idea.
So it meets in the middle. So it
Wait,
meets in the middle.
I'm not getting my Vanna job done here.
Right.
Oh, nice.
That's a good idea. Meets in the middle.
Now, how many colors will this come in?
Well, that's what we have to decide. And Elsie and I were talking this morning.
With the green.
I think the lighter color is better.
A lighter.
This actually matches
light
pretty
colors.
well the
Yes.
color of
Not
all
women's
our
color,
rooms.
color.
Oh, really? That has the blue
Lighter
too?
enough that what's the light?
It's got a
in
little
it?
bit of
Oh,
blue.
oh yes, I can
Yeah.
see where
Green.
it would.
So
would
it pretty well
bring it-
matches
pick up.
all our
Yeah.
rooms. Yeah, it would pick up, I think,
Yeah.
all of them.
What we were
But I like
talking
the
about
light.
possibly doing is holding off on getting all the curtains and maybe ask an interior decorator to come in. Some of our other homes have been working with Mary Turgeon of Gowan and Turgeon. I don't know if anyone's familiar with them. They're a local firm in town.
Oh.
And she does a lot with long-term care communities, assisted livings, nursing homes, skilled rehabs. She may help us pick out some curtains that we kind of liked these, and we thought they would match nicely with the different rooms.
Yes,
but
I think they're lovely.
Actually, I think the color here it has a lot of warmth. You know, I mean, it's you feel like you're.
Really great.
It's more comforting to be here for them and for
Yeah.
certainly us. I think I like these colors.
And then we'll
See
go
it?
to some
Okay.
kind of
Warmth.
bed covering that will match.
Uh-huh.
Eventually we'll do that.
we'd like to either get. We thought with the new beds, if we get those new ones that have the wood on the bottom, it's nice to show that. And maybe instead of trying to have like a spread, maybe more of a comforter, something that's got a little more warmth, is not quite as dressy as a spread. We talked about getting some new spreads made. The problem with spreads is they drag on the floor if it's a low bed,
Yeah.
and that's our hard
They
thing.
can trip on them.
Yeah.
Are those the chairs or is
Yes.
that?
What do you
Isn't
think?
that
Now the
beautiful?
color is not.
And the color isn't added.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't that?
Oh,
But
that's
Have a
somebody
seat.
sit in it. It sits nicely.
Oh, wow.
So have a seat, sit down, relax.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, it is a nice chair.
Oh, lovely.
We tried to get something that would be comfortable, but not so overpowering that you're in a huge chair and there's no room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The walkers, right? Yeah. Oh yeah.
It beats sitting in your husband's wheelchair.
Yeah.
I mean,
I have to tell you what's interesting about this furniture, and of course this would match this.
right.
This is made by one particular company, and you can take a baseball bat and hit this.
Oh, really?
This has got a layer on it that actually, if you ding it or nick it, you take a very fine steel wool. There's a certain grade steel wool, and you just buff it out.
Wow, that's really nice.
That's what we've waited so long for, because we really wanted something that would. When they show us this, they take a baseball bat and he'll hit this with the baseball bat. So that would be this and the chair, and then look at the bedside table.
Oh, that's pretty.
We want the bedside table to match
Isn't that lovely?
with a lock, so our residents can secure
Oh.
their own items if they'd like. They have a
just the top
wallet,
drawer?
Just the top drawer locks.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Yep. So if you brought your purse and you wanted to go out, you could put it in there and lock
Yeah.
it, not have to
nice.
worry about it. The other thing that they'll do with this is it's got a liner. So you know how sometimes over time, even if you try to keep it clean, the sides of the drawers can get dirty. All of the drawers would have a liner in it.
Oh.
Great for infection control.
Mm.
All of this furniture, this, and that, has a special antibacterial system to it. I don't understand it,
Right.
but
It's
it's
in the
It's right in
permeated
It's in
into
the
the
material.
product.
Wow.
Yes, to decrease infections.
I have cutting boards with that.
Oh, I need some of
good.
those.
Yeah, I do too.
Where'd you get them?
QVC.
Oh my God, she's a QVC shopper.
I don't have to go anywhere. I just stay home and watch.
Candidly, the nightstand that you showed us in the picture that had the little opening, aesthetically, I think looks better.
Yes.
However, practically, this
Yeah, it
is
does.
Yes.
you know.
You're
I-
absolutely
practically,
correct.
You know, it's if I was picking it for my home, I probably would have, for the design.
Yes.
But this is better, and the fact that you can lock it because,
Yeah.
sometimes they have their rings or their watches and things
Their
like
wallets.
that.
The
That's
Beano money.
Yeah. Yeah, and people, we have had items stolen. I mean, we have had money stolen. We have had, things stolen. So we have lock boxes that people can have, but to have it right there, they don't have to think, they don't have to ask.
Right.
It's all done, and
Right.
they could do that.
Yeah. I think you've done a fantastic job. I really do. I really, really do. All of you. That's
The other piece that we're trying to get, and I couldn't get a sample, is they will actually replace this
Oh, good.
Oh,
with a
really?
piece of wood that looks like this.
Oh, nice.
I'd love to go with sconces or something, but
Uh-huh.
we probably won't replace this, but we could replace this piece of metal
Good.
with a piece of wood to tie it
good.
together a little bit more even.
Nice. Absolutely.
Well, if we can go back and talk, I have a bunch
Fantastic.
more questions to ask and get a little
Okay.
more opinion on.
I like this
You like it?
idea too. Oh, yeah.
I like that chair.
I like the chair. It sits well.
Yeah. I like
You
the
can get
curve
in-
to it.
And then you can get in and out of it without,
Yeah.
it's comfortable.
Because sometimes, when you have another guest too, it's not
Right.
nice to hear. Please, it really is.
Sit down. Yep.
And we have those ugly pink chairs that I hate, so, that we drag into rooms. So we
Right.
have
Yeah.
these, two of
Right.
these in each room.
Right.
Yeah, and a nice neutral color that would pick
Right.
up from the
Something.
curtain.
Yeah.
Right, and it just
Go with
makes
it.
it look so much homier.
Yeah.
You really feel like it.
And the new bed, the head goes up, as I said, to a full 90-degree angle, and the foot kind of drops down at an angle, so you can sit up. And we didn't know this till she came in.
Right.
You can really sit and have a conversation. You don't
Uh-huh.
feel like you're laying in bed. So if George
Oh,
isn't
okay.
feeling well, or if you have
Right,
visitors and he
right.
doesn't want to get up and go elsewhere,
Right.
he could sit in this bed and
Right.
really feel like he's sitting and
Yeah.
looking at somebody face to face.
The other thing, which would have been for George, the fact that you have the side rails. Remember when he would try to get up and walk and he didn't remember, he couldn't walk. That that was one of the things that I'm sure doesn't apply to most of the patients, but still residents. But still,
Yeah,
I thought of
people-
that.
Yeah.
you know,
And the
'cause it
side
would've-
rails, if we use them to keep them in bed, the government considers those a restraint. We're not allowed to, and people have died crawling over them. So to use a side rail is, unless the person is using it to help pull themselves up and out of the bed,
really?
but if they're using it to keep them in the bed, they're illegal.
But with George, we could have justified that because when he did get up to sit on the edge of the bed, he could have
Right.
pulled.
Yeah, I want to go show you the other one for that too, because there's some interesting stuff from the